Hey guys, welcome back to Angry Mack Adventures. Look at that, 2 episodes in 1 week. How good is that? Anyway, what we're doing today is we are installing the fishing rod holders, we're installing the cleats, we're installing the bungs for the boat, and of course a well drain as well. But just before we get started, I just wanted to say a couple of days ago I just released a video installing the brand new HDS9 Lowrance sounder with the transducer. After reading a couple of the comments, I have installed the transducer a little bit higher than I wanted, so we have fixed that. So I'll roll on that footage now just before we start the rest of the boat. Alrighty guys, well in this episode I'm starting off with where I left off last week, and that is installing the transducer and the new HDS Lowrance. Now, after posting the video and a couple of comments, I soon realised that the transducer is a little bit high as for the specifications. So it's not that it won't work, it probably won't perform as well as it should. So number one is that we might get a bit of cavitation from the strachia where the stringer goes through the boat. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to move it down towards the center of the boat. And a good rule of thumb after reading a couple of forums is that you want to be at least 1 foot away from your engine. So I'm going to be installing it a little bit further down. And number two is that it's actually sitting approximately 5 mil higher than the bottom of the transom. So yeah, people do make mistakes, so I will be fixing that today. Now, a little bit of luck on my side, I am installing these underwater lights on the back of the transom. So thanks Caden for giving me these. He was going to install them on his boat, but he ended up giving them to me as a little bit of a gift. So I am going to be installing these on my boat. And what's lucky about it is that the width of this is exactly the same width as this transducer. So the plan is to move the transducer approximately to this location and then have my water lights installed just where the transducer was. So stay tuned. So I was pretty lucky there, but I've installed the light now, and that's just going to run up underneath the swim platform, which I'll be installing a little bit later. But the transducer's new location is going to be approximately here, so it's away from any interference, and we're going to have it approximately 3 to 5 mil below the transom. So I've got myself a straight edge. Transducer is now relocated. Like I was saying, very lucky with the light, but I am a lot happier with where this is sitting now. So thanks guys as well for the comments. But once I get my straight edge on there, we've definitely got that 5 mil. So I think that's going to read a lot better than where it was before. Anyway, let's get on with the video. Alrighty, so this is where the fishing rod holder and the cleat's going to be installed. So I'm just going to run a bead of silicone around both and then tighten it up from underneath. Alrighty, I think I just broke that anyway. Don't you just love the silicone going everywhere? Not my favourite, that's for sure. Now, next up is installing the bungs. They're just running, I think they're 12 mil bungs. But I've also ran a brass tubing through the transom, because obviously my transom is just over 40 mil thick. I think it's almost 50 mil thick. And this little lip here is only about 8 or 9 mil thick. So you'll have a little bit of exposed plywood, and you don't want that water running through and destroying your transom, your freshly built transom. So I got these little brass tubes that run through the whole transom, and then they get flanged off on either side. So what I've done is I've just epoxied those in. I've over drilled it and epoxied it in so it fits in there all nice and snug, and then these fit absolutely perfect on those brass tubes. So you can tap those in with a bit of silicone and you know that you're not going to sink. very good. Just under 40, just under. Right, we're on our way to something special here. Alrighty, so the bung installation is done. That's looking really good. I'll give it a little bit of a clean up. That's no biggie. But while I'm here, there's actually not a lot left to do on the boat restoration. So man, it's been a huge journey. So I've had a look at the first part of the boat series, and it was almost 6 months ago. So it's crazy. And to have you guys supporting, that's awesome. So yeah, thank you so much to you guys at home. I really appreciate it. It's just bigger and better from here. So I've got some sick adventures booked in for this, and they start this year. So that's going to be bloody awesome. Make sure you stay tuned for that. But yeah, there's not a lot to do on the boat. We've got the upholstery to do. We've got bits of lighting. And of course, one of the main factors is the canopy. Now, I was planning on using the original canopy that came with the boat, but after a few talks, we might be in the works of creating a full custom built canopy for the Voyager. So I'm pretty excited about that. There's going to be more news about that a little bit later on, but stay tuned. And yeah, excited is an understatement. So, all right, let's keep going with the build. One thing that I have to do is put one of these in, and it is called a outboard motor well drain. So what the idea is you've got two pieces, you drill a hole through the well, and then you glue it together and push it in, and it makes a nice seal. So all your water that gets inside the well from splashback and stuff like that can drain, and it doesn't sit in here. So this drain plug comes about 60mm wide. I'm just going to cut off about 10mm, so when I push it down, it's not too big. Well guys, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed the episode, and I'll see you in the next one.